Hello everyone and welcome to the 2024 Dunlop Motorcycle Tires Old Gray GNCC. Bryson Neal has proved himself to be the man to beat here in 2024, winning the first 4 races of the season. However, Walker Fowler, he has been a man on a mission to get back to the top step of the podium. Josh Merritt, Adam McGill, Wyatt Wilkin, Hunter Hart, all in the fight, coming at you right now on Racer TV.
Are you ready to go? GNCC Racing!
Thanks for tuning in to Racer TV for round number 5 of the Progressive Grand National Cross Country Series presented by Specialized. We are here in beautiful Monterey, Tennessee for the first ever Old Gray GNCC. My name is Jackson Burl and I'll be taking you through today's race, but before we get into that, let's take a look back at round number 4 in South Carolina. Taking a look at the Specialized race recap, we're going to see Bryson Neal out front early. He's going to be challenged by Hunter Hart here in the beginning stages of the race, but a tough weekend for Hunter Hart as he is going to be taken out of the race early due to a mechanical failure. So he is not going to be able to score any points here at round number 4. That's going to leave the door open for Josh Merritt to get up in the second place position. And as you can see here, Bryson Neal still holding on to the number 1 spot with Josh Merritt in second. Walker Fowler holding on to third. And how about that, the Gator, Adam McGill, in the fight as well. Taking a look now at the pass for second. Walker Fowler going to be able to get Josh Merritt in that straightaway. And that is going to be the way that they are going to finish, folks. Bryson Neal, Walker Fowler, and Josh Merritt in the top 3. But how about it for Bryson Neal? 4 for 4, taking it from start to finish here in South Carolina. And that was your Specialized race recap. Taking a look at the top 10 overall from round number 4, Camp Coker, and we're going to catch up with Bryson Neal.
Second going to the woods, third going to the woods. A whole shot today, so we're getting better. Dan and Dassa, they got those webcams, that Wiseco piston, that Dassa head. Everything's firing on all cylinders, so super happy to have them and be able to showcase this power and get this thing to the whole shot and lead this thing wire to wire today. It was awesome.
Seconds for row number 1, the XC1 Pro.
And they are off and rolling here in Tennessee. The Canati Tires Whole Shot Award up for grabs. Who is it going to be? It looks like the number 1 Phoenix Racing Yamaha, Bryson Neal, going to be able to grab it. Chris Borage holding on to that second place as they head off into the woods. Oh, and we got trouble here for Walker Fowler. Austin Abney, it looks like Stephen Harrell getting held up in that one as well. And look at this, Hunter Hart having some issues there on the start. He is going to have his work cut out for him here today. And taking a look back to the front of the field, it's going to be the number 1 Bryson Neal leading the way here at our first camera shot. And listen to that Phoenix Racing Yamaha making its way through the woods. What a beautiful sound. Taking a look now at our second place. That's going to be Josh Merritt on the number 5. And here comes Chris Borage holding on to third, but he's got plenty of company behind him as a freight trainer riders charge their way through the woods. There's Walker Fowler now. That's Wyatt Wilkin just behind him. Stephen Harrell, Hunter Hart, and I can confirm Hunter Hart got tangled up on the start as well in a separate incident with the Gator, Adam McGill, who you can see just behind of Austin Abney here in this camera shot. And now we'll take a look back at our XC2 Pro-Am class to see who is going to take home the B&R whole shot. And it looks like it's going to be the 259 Kenny Schick. Just behind him, Grayson Eller sitting in the number 2 spot, but it's going to be all about Kenny Schick as he leads them off into the woods. And that is going to be our XC2 Pro Amateur start as we watch him head off into the woods from our Yamaha Racing live drone. Taking a look now at our XC1 class. And it looks like it's still going to be Bryson Neal out front. Chris Borge now moving into the second spot, pushing Josh Merritt down to the third place position, rounding out our podium, with Jared McClure and Ronnie Rush in the fourth and fifth place spots. John Glotta in the 723 of Walker Fowler, followed by Wyatt Wilkin, Austin Abney here, Stephen Harrell, Hunter Hart, and rounding out the pack is going to be the Gator, Adam McGill, as he makes his way through the rocks here in Tennessee. After a chaotic start for him and Hunter Hart just out of camera sight. We take a look back at the start. Bryson Neal takes the whole shot and he is leading the way around here at the Old Gray. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors here on Racer TV.
Progressive GNCC Racing is brought to you by Progressive. Progressive could save you hundreds of dollars on your automobile and motorcycle insurance. Specialized e-turbo bicycles. It's you, only faster. Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com. Get ready.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Racer TV for the inaugural Dunlop Motorcycle Tires Old Gray GNCC. We are here at the Old Gray Music Venue here in Monterey, Tennessee. Friday night, getting to see the Old 60. Man, what a show it was. Gonna have some more concerts on Saturday night as well. As we get back into the racing action, we see the number 1, Bryson Neal, still in the lead as he enters a rocky section of this Old Gray GNCC course. Gonna be a very rocky race here today. First time ever at this property. Taking a look back to our second place rider now, it is still going to be the number 5, Josh Merritt, holding on to it. And now we take a look back to our third place rider. It looks like Jared McClure now going to be in the third place position there on the number 9 machine. But just behind him, look at that, the 723 Walker Fowler. He has made up a ton of ground. We'll see if it's going to be enough to catch up to the man on the screen, Bryson Neal. As we see Bryson making his way through the trees, he is still going to be your leader. Making his way through the turn, seeing the 2 inside tires come off the ground. That just shows how well this track is developing here in Tennessee. Taking a look back now to Josh Merritt sitting in second. Jared McClure, he is still hanging on to that third place position. And taking a look back, where is Walker Fowler? There he is, losing a bit of ground as you see him shake the head just a bit. Chris Borge holding on to 5th. Here comes Ronnie Rush. John Glotta Jr. making his way through, followed by Wyatt Wilkin. And now we see Hunter Hart making his way around. Looks like he was able to get around Stephen Harrell. Not able to get Adam McGill in that shot. Taking a look back once again at your leader, Bryson Neal. He has been smooth sailing so far here today. And now we take a look at our second place rider. It is still going to be the number 5, Josh Merritt. If Josh is able to finish in the top 3 here today, that will make his 3rd podium in 5 rounds. Now we take a look back to our third place rider, and Walker Fowler has been able to overtake the spot, pushing Jared McClure back to the 4th place position. And it looks like Ronnie Rush going to be holding on to the 5th place position. Behind him, John Glotta Jr., Wyatt Wilkin, and now Hunter Hart making his way through. And back to the front of the field, the number 1, Bryson Neal, still leading the way as we approach the halfway mark of this race. And how about that, folks? The 723 Walker Fowler has now overtook the 2nd place position. That's going to put Josh Merritt back into the 3rd place position. He is still in podium contention. While those 2 riders battle it out, we'll take a look back to our 4th place rider. It is going to be Jared McClure making his way through. Now we take a look at Bryson Neal leading the way as he makes his way into a rough section here at the Old Gray facility. And you can see just how tough and demanding this track is as the riders make their way through the mud, the rocks, and the ruts. Walker Fowler and Josh Merritt still running in the number 2 and 3 spots. And now we'll take a look back to our 4th place rider. What was Jared McClure is now Ronnie Rush. Where is McClure? As we see Wyatt Wilkin making his way around in the 5th place position. John Glotta Jr. in 6th with Hunter Hart now in 7th place. In 8th, it looks like it's going to be Stephen Harrell. So where is Jared McClure? Tough break for McClure here today at the Old Gray. Now taking a look at the front of the field to who is still your leader, Bryson Neal. On screen, your 2nd and 3rd place riders, Walker Fowler and Josh Merritt. Merritt not letting Fowler get away. As you can see, the track really starting to shape up as the ruts begin to get deeper and the roots start showing. Taking a look now at what appears to be our battle for the 4th place position. John Glotta and Hunter Hart on screen with Wyatt Wilkin following in suit. Hunter Hart making a ton of moves to get himself up into that 5th place position. On screen once again, your leader, Bryson Neal. Bryson able to get quite the gap over 2nd and 3rd place. Now on screen, your 2nd place, Walker Fowler. And it looks like Fowler has now been able to break away from Josh Merritt. And now we see him on screen, your 3rd place, Josh Merritt. So it looks like our 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place riders able to break free from each other, starting to see a bit of ground between them. And now we take a look back to our 4th place rider. It is now Hunter Hart making his way through. He's going to be followed by John Glotta Jr. and Wyatt Wilkin still in the fight as well. And on screen, once again, we see your leader, Bryson Neal, the Bidwell Bullet, making his way around. And behind him is going to be Walker Fowler, still in chase after B. Neal trying to crack the code here today. Rough start for Walker Fowler, as you saw, getting tangled up there in that first corner. Josh Merritt, he is still on a mission in that 3rd place position, finding the smooth way around that section. And Hunter Hart still having to fend off John Glotta Jr. Wyatt Wilkin still giving them pressure. So not your typical modern day GNCC that we are seeing here in Monterey, Tennessee. A lot tighter, not as many field sections, or I should say no field sections whatsoever, just pure woods racing here at the Old Gray. As we see Walker Fowler on screen, still in the number 2 spot, trying to track down Bryson Neal. Will it be enough here today? On screen, we see Josh Merritt bouncing his way through. And as we get deeper into this race, we still see the number 1 Bryson Neal out front. It seems as things change, they've been staying the same for Bryson Neal so far this season. On screen, we see the 723 machine, Walker Fowler, making his way through, comfortably sitting in 2nd. Now we take a look back to the 3rd place position. Josh Merritt, the number 5 machine, holding on to that podium position as he makes his way through the rocks. On screen, once again, we see Bryson Neal on the Phoenix Racing Yamaha number 1 machine. As we see Bryson Neal taking a look over his shoulder to try to catch a glimpse of the second place rider, who we see on screen now. That is Walker Fowler. Walker riding on the WFR GBC Fly Racing BNR Yamaha backed ride. Taking a look back to the third place rider of Josh Merritt on his Action Off-Road GBC BNR Motorsports backed ride. Holding on tightly to that third place position. And once again, here comes Bryson Neal clocking in another lap. Walker Fowler sitting in second. Walker holding on to that second place position. He is charging hard, as you can see through these sections. Walker seeming to go into him head on, really pushing hard. Whereas you see your third place rider, Josh Merritt, choosing to find a smoother way around. It seems like Walker Fowler, all he knows right now is go, go, go. Bryson Neal managing the gap well here in this one, as he has been able to put quite the distance between him and the second place rider of Walker Fowler. Walker Fowler still searching for that first win of the season, as his first full season back after an injury. As we see him on screen now making his way through, as you can see some riders trying to get through the course, and now they are having to help Walker Fowler through a vine. How about that? That shows the GNCC racing family for you. Get off the bike and help you through. Walker Fowler, after that little tangle up, he's back off and rolling. Bryson Neal, he leads the way here in Tennessee for the Dunlop Old Gray GNCC. We'll be back after a short break.
Progressive GNCC Racing is brought to you by Progressive. Progressive could save you hundreds of dollars on your automobile and motorcycle insurance. Specialized e-turbo bicycles. It's you, only faster. Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com. Get ready.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the 2024 Dunlop Motorcycle Tires Old Gray GNCC. As you see on screen, Bryson Neal leading the way around. Walker Fowler still sitting in the second place position. Walker Fowler getting tangled up there on the start, making a huge comeback, trying to chase after Bryson Neal. Josh Merritt holding on to the third place position, and it doesn't look like he has any company from behind. Back on screen, we see Bryson Neal on the closing stages of the final lap, trying to bring this one home. On screen now, we see the second place rider, Walker Fowler, still charging hard. Giving a thumbs up as he closes in here on this final lap. And taking a look now at the Yamaha Racing Live drone at what appears to be Bryson Neal on his way to the 5th win of the season. Gonna make it a perfect 5 for 5 here in the 2024 season for Bryson Neal, as he's on his way to a checkered flag here at the 2024 Dunlop Motorcycle Tires Old Gray GNCC. And he is going to get it done here today, folks. Put it in the history books. Bryson Neal wins the inaugural Old Gray GNCC. Looks like Zach Heron down there to give him a knuckle tap and get the word in with him. Bryson Neal going to get it done here today.
Man, it was tough. It was really tough to ride with no rear brakes on this track. It was so twisty, twiny, windy, turny, on and down, off camber. I mean, you really had to have rear brakes, and it made it really, really hard. But, dude, we're pumped. This is awesome. Bring home 5 in a row like this.
There was your Specialized post-race interview with your winner, Bryson Neal. Now we take a look at your second place, Walker Fowler, and hear what he has to say about today.
I'm riding really good. The fitness is close. I definitely could work on some things, but been some other things in life I've had to focus on, so it's there, and he knows it's there. I need to be able to push him through that finish line or be in front of him. But it's gonna take a good start, and it's gonna be a dogfight to the end. So until I can prove that I am capable of that number one's gonna be up front and hard to beat.
And that was your second place Walker Fowler. As we look at the top 10 overall from the Old Gray, we had Neal, Fowler, Merritt, Wilkin, and Hart in the top 5. Taking a look now at your third place as he makes his way across the finish line, Josh Merritt gonna be able to get it done here today.
I really just put my head down and really charged the last lap and a half, I felt like, and came away with the third. Man, couldn't be happier. Another day on the podium is another day I want to be at the racetrack.
And that was your third place Josh Merritt. As we take a look at the series championship point standings, Neal, Fowler, Merritt, Wilkin, and McGill in the top 5, with Hart, Harrell, Glotta, Abney, and Borage rounding out the top 10. Taking a look now at the Specialized race recap, Bryson Neal grabs the whole shot. As you can see in the top left corner, Hart and McGill getting tangled up. And just a few corners later, we would see Walker Fowler and 2 other riders get tangled up as well, sending Walker Fowler very far back in the pack. Bryson Neal, it was smooth sailing for him early in this one after getting the whole shot. Josh Merritt in the second spot here early in the race as Bryson Neal makes his way through the woods in the number 1 spot. Josh Merritt and Walker Fowler were battling it out, with Walker Fowler taking the upper hand side of it, getting into that second place position. And as you can see, Bryson Neal able to lead the race from the start to the finish as you see him going through the last corners. Walker Fowler, he charged hard, an incredible ride for him here today at the Old Gray GNCC. Will he be able to get a win here in 2024? We will have to wait and see. But for today, it was all about Bryson Neal as he captures his 5th win of the season. Thank you for joining us here on Racer TV for the first ever Dunlop Motorcycle Tires Old Gray GNCC.